Thanks for being here, everybody. It's a party. Actually, I kind of want you to start on a block if you would. So grab a block and sit. I'm going to put mine on the medium height and sit kind of like this. I don't know if you can see at home. I put it between my heels and sit so that your sits bones are on it and you can sit tall. So we're going to work on some leg things today. I realized we hadn't stretched quads and hamstrings and stuff for a while. And if you need 2 blocks, you can do that too. And then just sit up tall. So we've all been talking about health issues here since I am just getting over COVID, and other people are having issues with their backs and hips and whatever else. Anything for you, Jeanette? Hip. Yeah. Lisa, knees. All right. Well, so I was realizing the other day that, we have to take responsibility for ourselves physically, right? We just do. Um, and everyone has to figure out what works best for their bodies. And that's our responsibility. And coming to yoga, I can look at you and I can give you ideas on, things that might put you in better alignment, might help you feel better. But the truth is, I'm not in your body. So I don't know. You have to listen to what your body is telling you and take responsibility, because my body's different than yours. So it's your responsibility. And likewise, we have to take care of our soul. And that's something that when I was younger, I always push that off. When you're a mother and you have 4 kids, you always, you take care of everybody else and you don't take care of your soul. But that's just as important as taking care of your physical body. So you have to realize, okay, I'm depleted. What do I need to do to feed my soul properly? So it's your responsibility, right? So please sit up tall, close your eyes, and just check in with your body to start. See where you're feeling good, where you're feeling tight, maybe even have a little pain. And just send some breath to any areas that you need to. Pain is something that you should not ignore. It's your body trying to tell you something. And just check in with your heart and your mind. Where are you at today? It's worth the time and the effort to make sure that you're okay physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're much more effective to do what you want to do. Please bring hands to heart center. Help us to remember to really take care of ourselves in all ways, so that we are able to notice the beauty and the grace that's always around us and within us. Please lower your hands, open your eyes. Go ahead and stretch up. Good. And then a little twist to your right. Feel some stretching, different places in your quads. Hopefully it feels okay in your back. Press down through the block so that you can lengthen. Good. And then stretch up again. And switch. And then stretch up again. Interlace your hands. Press your palms up. And arc to the right this time, keeping weight in both sits bones. And maybe twist a little bit. Get everything loosened up and then come up and over to the other side. And stretch up. Release your hands. And come forward. See if you can still feel your feet. It's always a big stretch on my ankles. And come to all fours, please. We're just gonna work on the wrists a little bit. So just make a circle. You can start with a small circle, kind of working through each fingertip and the hands. And switch directions. You can make your circle bigger and bigger if that works for you. Good. And then pause, turn the hands out so your thumbs are forward. And then just kind of make a circle again. You'll feel different stretches in your forearms, wrists, and hands. I've been laying block at my son's house, or I should say rock. And so I really needed this. This is selfish. Good. And then if it feels okay, I always have to walk my knees a little closer. You can turn your hands even further out so the thumbs point to the side, and then make a little circle again. And then turn them back around. And just go ahead and come to your elbows, interlace your hands. And curl your toes and press down. So support your shoulders on the back. So shoulder blades on the back, broaden the clavicles, press down, push into a dolphin pose. And just walk it out. This will stretch your shoulders, the back of your legs. You can't straighten your legs all the way, it's okay. Hopefully it feels okay on your backs. Remember to think nice long spine. Good. And then come on down again. Just to your knees. Your knees should be approximately under your hips. I'm going to have you try something. So press down your forearms, your hands. Make sure your shoulders are supported. And then just lift your knees an inch or two. So it feels like plank more than dolphin. And then extend your right leg long. And then your left leg. Come to elbow plank. And then bend the right knee again. And the left knee, you're still in plank and lower down. Good. Now go ahead and stretch back to a child's pose. And just check in with your body parts. Come on up to all fours again. This time, just very slowly work through some cow and cat. Good. And then pause with a flat back. Extend your right leg. Point and flex your foot a few times or make a circle. Make sure the right hip and left hip are in the, you're not lifting. You just have it in the same plane so your toes are pointing straight down when you flex. Good. Now bend the right knee. Draw your low belly up, flex the foot, and then just start to make little pulses. Just kind of working your glute and your hamstrings. Keep your core really strong. Just thinking of glutes, hamstrings, but keeping the spine nice and stable. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg again. Point the toes. And maybe add the left arm. Hopefully you feel like you did something with that leg. And then release the hand and the knee to the floor and switch sides. Bend the left leg. Point and flex. Just feel it out. Bend the knee. Flex the foot. And just start to pulse up and down. Don't let the core move too much. That's it. Good, you guys. Five, four, three, two, one. Extend the leg, point the toes. Check your core, add the right arm. Good, and then release. Grab your blocks and just bring them under your hands. And then I want you to come up to a downward facing dog here. And everyone, bend your knees a lot. Keep your shoulders strong and think sits bones back and up as you stretch into the pose. Feel your way. And then slowly step your feet up between the blocks. You can bring those blocks on higher height if you need to. Keep the knees bent to start. Feel all four corners of the feet engaged and then re-straighten. See how it feels in a forward fold. I always like to sway a little bit forward and back just to see, do I have weight in all four corners? And maybe even side to side a little bit. You feel really planted through all parts of your feet. And now bend your knees, bring your hands on your knees. And slowly bring your torso upright, thinking long spine. And then press into your feet and come on up to standing. And now step away from your blocks for a moment. We're just going to try this. So shift your weight to your right foot. I like to bring my arms out for balance and then just lift your left knee. And then if you feel stable, you can extend that left leg. Keep drawing your low belly up. And bend the knee and release. I think core strength, that's what's going to help you as you shift. And lift the right knee. You don't have to extend if your foot feels out of balance. Bend the knee and lower. Good. Let's do it one more time on the first side. So shift your weight. Lift the knee. See if you can reach down and grab underneath so that you can feel a little more stable and then extend. And release. Switch sides. Some days are better balanced days than others. Just appreciate that. Don't beat yourself up. This is all about feeling good in your body with who you are. Extend the leg. And release. And now I'm going to have you bring your blocks to the lower height. And then just step your left foot on the block. Shift your weight. And bring the knee up here. Sometimes when you remember that you're up higher, the balance becomes a little easier. Good. And release. Nice. Switch sides. Right foot on. Lift the left knee. If you're feeling really balanced, you can extend, but not mandatory. And come on down. Good. And then I'm going to have you try something funky. Bring both feet on. So you feel high. Stretch your arms up. We'll bring hands to heart center. Shift your weight to your right foot. Lift the left knee. And then slowly lean forward. Try and step it back. You might have to go for a couple times. You're in a deep lunge position, but you're high. You can reach down if you need to, or hands to the knees. And then lower the back knee. It's a little bit deeper, Anjane. Yeah. Just feel that. Stretch the arms up. Just breathe, kind of feel out that hip flexor, the quad. And everyone bring hands to the front knee. Lift the back knee. You might have to take a few steps. If you can press into that block, lift the knee and come on down. That's a that's a tough one. Okay, you ready for the other side? And just remember, you don't have to take big steps. Just lift, hands to heart center, touch it back, and then just see, can I go all the way back to a deep lunge, hands on the knee, and then lower. A deeper stretch on that hip flexor, your hips stay square. Maybe stretch your arms up if it feels good. How are we doing over there? Good. Hands to the front knee. Lift the back knee. Press into that foot. You don't have to lift if you don't want to. And come down. Good. Step off the blocks. Turn them to the middle height again. If you want, you can leave them on lower height too. And then come on up to standing. I want you to, so I think all of you, a lot of you know that I've had my own back issues. So when you move from a standing position to a forward fold, I just want you to be mindful that you keep the hip creases back, that you're just kind of bending at the hip creases. Sometimes it helps if you bend your knees a little bit. So let's just try it. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees. Maybe bring your hands on your knees as you slowly help yourself fold forward. And then come to the full forward fold if it feels good. If it doesn't, just stay more upright. And step back to a downward facing dog, being mindful. And making sure you feel stable through your shoulders. Extend just the right leg. Hips stay square at this point. Just kind of mostly feel it in your left hamstrings and back of leg. Good, and then bend the right knee, come forward to plank, and as you do, bring the right knee towards your right elbow. And then on your next inhale, stretch it back. Very mindfully, knee to nose. And inhale, stretch it back. Keeping the hips square to the floor. Right knee to left elbow this time. It's really feeling the strength in your core. Stand it up, point the toes. And bring that foot down. Good, hopefully that felt good. Let's switch sides. Left leg extends. Just take a moment to feel strength in your shoulders, strength in your core. Bring left elbow to, or left knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it back. And knee to right elbow. Extend it back. Point the toes. Yay, I did it. Bring the foot down. Lower your knees. Take a child's pose. And then moving your blocks out of the way. Come down to your bellies. Just gonna play a little bit with your back. So stretch your feet long. Make sure they're at least hip distance. Stretch your arms by your hips and bring your forehead down. And think to yourself, okay, so let your shoulders kind of drop to the floor. And then think long side body. Draw the head of the arm bones back. Keep the long back of neck. Lift your head. And then draw your whole rib cage back. So it feels back, but your heart stays forward. And lift your shoulders. And if that still feels good on your back, you can lift your arms. Keep thinking rib cage back. If you want to add hamstrings and glutes, lift the feet and legs so they stay long. If you feel any gripping in your low back, lower your legs. Otherwise, just kind of feel out the length when you draw your rib cage back like that. And then release down, bring the hands under the forehead. Take a few deep breaths. And then slide your hands back by your chest. Now this time, I want you to be mindful of your shoulders, but mostly I just want you to think long spine. I'm like pulling my spine out of my pelvis. I'm not scooping the tailbone, and come up to the cobra position. Again, I'm just adding space between the vertebrae. Good, and slowly lower back down. Good, push all the way back to a downward facing dog. Just go slow. Thinking, a lot of times when my low back hurts, I want to use my glutes more, but I don't want to scoop my tailbone. Tendency is to protect it by scooping the tailbone, and that does not help. Just think more glute action helps, more length helps. Good, come forward to plank. Rib cage stays back. Feel that supporting your whole back, and then lower to the mat. Lower the knees first if you need to. Cobra again, just thinking, I want to lengthen. Stretch that back out. And lower down. You okay, Julie? Okay. And push all the way back to child's pose. And then finding downward facing dog again. Step your feet up between your hands. Grab those blocks, bring them to the outside of your feet. And then very mindfully, You need to bend the knees, hands to the knees to press up and come on up to standing. Inhale. Sweep your arms up, and as you do, I think I'm gonna lift my right knee. Good. Oop, I find hands to heart center. Lean forward, step back, deep lunge. Your blocks are there if you need them. And now feel that. Touch the blocks, lower the back knee. Anjane Asana again. One more breath. And touch down. Lift the back knee. Remembering that if you want to, you can bring hands to the front knee. Think I'm going to shift my weight and step forward. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms, mindfully stretch up, lift the left knee. Hands to heart center. As you slowly step that left foot back, you can take lots of little steps. Once you're there, touch the blocks. Appreciate regular deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Stretch up. And touch down. Lift the back knee, hands to the front thigh if you can, or you can keep them on the blocks and just step forward, or you can kind of see if you can press, maybe even come up and lift the knee and then come on back down. Good job. Okay, we're going to do that same thing again, but maybe add a different pose. So inhale, stand on your right foot, lift your left knee again. Hands to heart center as you step it back. This time, see if you can grab your knee if you want to. See if you can stay upright. Think to yourself, my leg strength and my core strength are going to hold me there, crescent warrior. Good, either hands to heart center or hands to the knee, lean forward, shift your weight, press into the right foot, see if you can lift your left knee, and come on down. Feel okay? Okay. Other side, shift the weight to the left foot. Stretch your arms up, lift the right knee. Hands to heart center as you slowly step it back, crescent. Take your time. Left hip crease stays back. Stretch up. I want you to feel really strong in your legs. If it doesn't feel good to stretch your arms from your back, don't do it. I always think rib cage back, heart forward, length. Good, hands to heart center. Lean forward, shift the weight. See if you can step up, maybe lift that knee. And bring it on down. Good job. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, mindfully fold. Pranam. And fold. Step back to a downward dog on the blocks. Extend the right leg and step that foot through to a deep lunge. Good job. Ground the back foot down. Make your way to a warrior two. Just really noticing the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes supporting you. But I want you to notice more than anything, I want you to feel good in your back. When you have the strength in your legs and your glutes, a lot of times you can work on lengthening your back more. Okay, now this is going to be a hard transition. Turn the back heel up. Crescent warrior. Touch down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. Step it through. Deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. When you're ready, feel strong in the legs. Warrior two. When you have those strong legs and glutes, you feel like the warrior. You could do anything. Run your clavicles. Breathe. Good. Now, if it works for you, turn the back heel up. Straighten everything out. Stretch up. Crescent warrior. Reach down, touch the blocks. Step forward, forward fold. That's an easier transition than what we've been doing. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Mindfully come on up to standing. Stretch your arms. And exhale, hands through heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Just check in. My back feel better? Does it feel worse? What particular poses helped me? What do I need more of? Can my mind support what I need? Can my heart support what I need? Good. Inhale, open your eyes, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Pranam. And fold. Step your left foot back to that deep lunge position again. Ground the back foot down. And you can decide whether you use your blocks or not, but walk your hands to the left to come to a wide-legged forward fold. So turn the right foot forward. That's it. Good. And then just kind of feel that stretch because we haven't stretched to the side at all. So again, feel the quads, the hamstrings, think long spine, rib cage is back. And then maybe if it feels like you can bend right at the hip creases and it feels good, then just fold forward a little deeper. Prasarita Padottanasana. Again, just swaying forward and back to see, do I have the weight in all parts of my feet? Bless you. Now come up like a pranam. Swivel the heels in and bend the knees. And then bring your hands on your knees and very mindfully come up to goddess pose. That's it, guys. Try not to scoop the tailbone, but engage the glutes so you feel like you're stable. Maybe bring hands to heart center. And then just kind of bend one knee a little bit more than the other. side to side, just kind of feeling it out. If you have your rib cage back, long back of neck, and then pause. Bring your hands back to your knees. Fold forward a little bit, and as you do, swivel the heels back out and come all the way down to full prasarita. And walk your hands back towards your right foot and turn the left heel up. Deep lunge. Hands on your front knee. Just kind of angling forward. Shift your weight. Lift your left knee and come on down. Good. And let's try that the other direction. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back this time. Ground it down. Walk your hands to the middle, to the right, to the middle. Wide-legged forward fold. Good. Pranam here. Swivel the heels in, bend the knees, hands to the knees. Come up to goddess pose again. Use your glutes. Hands to heart center if you can. Now this time, bend into your right knee, straighten your left knee and lift the toes. And then switch. Bend into the left knee, lift the right toes. Keep really strong. Switch again. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do this. Good. And then pause again. In that strong goddess pose position. Think rib cage back. I know. Hands to your knees. And as you fold forward, turn the heels back out. Walk your hands back to the left as you turn the left foot out. Right heel turns up. And step back to downward facing. Your choice here, either child's pose or you can do a vinyasa. If you're doing vinyasa, come forward to plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog even. Feeling good. Lower down. Everyone push back, child's pose. Just take a moment. Make your way back, downward doggy. Take your time. If you want, you can choose to use the blocks. We're just gonna slowly step the feet forward to the hands. And mindfully come all the way up to standing. You can round the back as you come up this time if it feels good. Stretch your arms up. And turn your palms out as you like press down and then see if you can keep the shoulder blades stable and bring the hands behind you. And just feel out, is it possible to interlace? If not, I can get you guys are all good, a belt. And think, okay, rib cage is back. Feel a big stretch in my shoulders. I'm going to keep everything stable, maybe bend the knees as I fold forward, bring the arms with me. Bigger stretch in the shoulders. And then be really crazy strong in your legs as you maybe twist to your left with your torso and then twist to your right, just kind of stretching. So you're turning your chest, so turn your chest towards the right and then turn your chest towards the left. Oh, bigger stretch. Good. Release your hands. Step back to a downward facing dog. Good. Come forward to plank and lower to the mat. Come up on your elbows. I just want to know how that feels on your back. Just coming to elbows. How's that feel? Sore? Okay. Yeah. I think Sphinx pose. So lengthen your spine. I always kind of like pull forward. Good. And come on back down. Uh-oh. Sounds dangerous. Come back down, hands by your chest. Bend your knees, flex your feet, and think, I'm going to press my knees down. I'm going to draw the rib cage back. I'm going to lift my head and my shoulders and come to cobra like this and see how that feels. Now, I have a tendency to want to scoop my tailbone here. I just want you to think length. How's that feel? Okay. Okay, and lower back down. Now you can do that again, or if you want more, you can reach back, see if you can find your feet or your ankles. Think rib cage back, long back of neck as I lift the head, the shoulders. Don't scoop the tailbone. Just think I'm going to kick my feet back, maybe lift a little higher. I just want you to stretch out. For those of you that aren't having back issues, you might even lift your knees. You're really stretching every muscle in your body with this pose. Good, and release down. Hands under your forehead. Couple breaths. And then bringing your hands back, pressing into your hands. Step back to a child's pose. Keep your arms nice and long. Really lengthen out that spine. And then making your way back up to all fours. Swivel your feet to one side and come to your backs. And just find a comfortable position with your knees bent, your feet under your knees. Hands by your hips. And just tell yourself, I'm not gonna really do anything but keep my rib cage back. And then press into your feet and lift your hips. Setu Bandha, rib cage back. Heart forward. Feel those strong legs support you. And then lower back down. Lift your right leg interlace behind the right thigh. And maybe straighten the right leg. And then if it feels like you want more, straighten the left leg. Move the foot in a big circle. Stretching everything back out. And then switch. Interlace behind the left thigh. Press that thigh into the hands. Maybe straighten both legs. You just feel a stretch in the leg. Your core should be stable. Keep that little curve in your low back. Natural curve. Maybe make a circle. Your foot. And then plug both knees into your chest. Kind of massage the low back by just moving side to side a little bit. And then allowing the knees to come wider and further away from you. Lift the feet up and happy baby pose. So elbows on the inside, grab the ankles or the little toe side. I like to keep that curve in my low back. So even though it feels like I'm rounding the back, you're attempting to lengthen. You can roll side to side here if it feels good. Good, and then release your feet. Keep them in that wide position. Bring them down to the mat in the wide position, arms in cactus or T. And just do a few windshield wipers. I always have to tell myself to attempt to keep the curve in my low back because it just feels better when I do this. Let's do it again. Both knees up. Now wiggle the feet close to each other. Come to butterfly or Supta Baddha. I like to bring my hands onto my belly or my inner thighs. Let all those muscles just relax. Let gravity work its magic. And then bringing the knees up. Stretch out for Shavasana. Listening to your body here. Release every exhalation. What position helps your body feel the best? I allow my bones to feel heavier. Really letting go. Soften your face and jaw. Part of taking care of yourself physically is allowing yourself to rest completely. Notice where your body wants to hold on to muscle tension and encourage it to let go with the exhalation. Noticing your breath. The words hamza are kind of a linguistical representation of the breath. So as you inhale, notice, see if you can hear hum. And on the exhale, hum, And now when you feel ready, you can start to make some small movements. Beginning your transition back to seated. If you want to sit on the block, you can, or you can just sit whichever way feels best for you today. And hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing this morning. I bow to the beautiful light that emanates from each of you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank you.